Look, I'm making tracks. Are we going? Okay. This is what we call the Lost Box. This is a converted ambulance from Yellowstone National Park. I bought it in 2018. People like to know about the numbers. I'm gonna get out of the wind here a little bit. I bought this for $44,000. It had less than 14,000 miles on it. It was like new inside. I then took it and completely gutted the whole thing, did the super singles, and made it into an off-road camper. I'm getting about 12 miles per gallon. It's gone down a little bit with these tires and the roof rack, but just under 12 miles per gallon, and that's about 40,000 miles I've been tracking it now. The truck has a 300 horsepower motor. It's upgraded a little bit, about 400 horsepower. And it's actually a great chassis, medium duty, perfect size for me, based on all the other campers that I've had and built and messed with. So we're gonna work our way around and just kind of look at the whole thing. The wheels were custom made with the correct offset, so you can flip it around and put it on the back. That's how they do the super singles. Some stories online that I can direct people to. Nightmares about all these bolts breaking, but we've got that all worked out now. Other than that, they've been really good. These Continentals are about 100 times better than the Goodyear G275s that I used to have. These tires are very impressive. They do wear fast though. I have about 4,000 miles. You can hardly tell here, but I've heard horror stories of people only getting about 15,000 miles. They're 42 inches tall. And the only reason they're so big is they have to be that size to handle the weight of this vehicle. I wish they were a little bit smaller. I did not lift the front or the rear. This is stock configuration. It was four-wheel drive when I got it from Yellowstone. Recently I added the roof rack with the spare tire and the mini split air conditioner up there. Did have to go through and take the compressor out so I could lay the air conditioner sideways to make sure the compressor got oil, or it will burn up if you don't do that. One of the neat things about doing an ambulance build is they have very robust electrical systems. So I kept all the electrical in this compartment. I actually had to move it from the inside into this compartment. And I left most of it intact because I can always just go in, and if I want to add something, I can just bring in another wire. The top half of this is all ambulance. All the blue stuff I've added, and most of the bottom half I've added as well. It's Victron Energy Electrics, and everything's all fused. And moving on to the water system. Another neat thing about the ambulance is you have all the compartments, and they're all built so well. This is a wheeled coach. I think it's one of the best as far as build quality goes. So I was able to put all the plumbing in one spot, and that's just I don't know, it's so handy. I have all these valves that have all the letters on them, and I'll attach a picture here that shows what and the why for all that. Here, we'll just jump in with that picture right now. So you can see my legend up there, Pump, Fill City, Jim, Jack, and Stream. And then if you look at the green handles, you can see a PFCSJ. Now, when the letter is up, it means the valve is in the right position for that particular action. Right now, camped on the beach in Baja, I'm using the pump, so you can see that on every green handle, the P is up or normal. Most of those are pretty standard except for Jim, Jack. And that is Jim's house and Jack's house, where the water coming in the hose is not potable, and so we're using fresh water out of the tank, and then we're just using the water from the hose to wash our dishes and take a shower, etc. 3 filters, UV filter, water heater. The water heater heats the water as you drive, and then you can also flip a switch and you get electric hot water. With the UV filter and the other 3 static filters, I can pull water from a stream and put it right in the freshwater tank. Works quite well. This is just another storage box, and it's all the bike gear. All the bike things are in there, which might be hard to see, but there you go. At one point I had the air conditioner mounted under there, and that's a whole other story and many hours of work that are wasted. But we got it now. It is now figured out. Rear compartment is basically the bike garage. This box is the drawer that you saw from the inside. Got a couple bikes in there and a few extra goodies. This is compost for the composting toilet. And no, it is not used compost. It is fresh material for composting. Closing. Action! This is kind of a broom closet. This is kind of a broom closet. There's a bike stand in there and a paddleboard and shovels and brooms and all that good stuff. Tall stuff. That's just for more tools. It's a short little guy. Not very exciting. This is the entry, of course. I really love these steps, so I'm going to open the door to show you how they work. Then, of course, you can lock them out so they don't go in and out every time you open the door, but that makes for a much easier entry because that's pretty high off the ground. And then here we have the pantry from the inside that you can also access from the outside, so that's kind of handy. We tend to live inside a lot more and not do as much eating out here, but if you need something, you're going on a bike ride, you need a power bar, you can just grab it right there. Kind of handy. And then this guy, this is just another toolbox basically. So I had a lot of difficulty trying to figure out what to do with that spare tire. It used to be in the back of the truck and I'd have to roll it out. It weighs 225 pounds. I'd roll it out and I'd basically run it down and catch it, which is not ideal when you're sitting on the side of the freeway with a flat tire. So I wanted to get more weight on the front of the truck, but I needed a way to get that sucker down. And so I designed, myself and my friend Jasper designed this rack. And now you can get that tire onto the ground and back up by using two little winch controls. You don't have to touch it at all. We'll do another video down the road showing exactly how it works. So keep in mind, the whole idea here is to just do a summary of the inside and gauge interest in whether or not I should go into more detail. Do you want to know what I've learned about composting toilets in the last 10 years maybe? I've learned way too much, some would say. So there's the pass-through from the front to the back. This was dead space back here and I couldn't stand that, so now we have some good storage and I can get to my plumbing easier. This one goes into the electrical cabinet back there, so nothing metal can be stored in there, but it's kind of nice to be able to move stuff back and forth. The floor is now one continuous color and texture, which is nice. This used to be a graded floor that was white and I didn't think it worked very well. Toilet compartment hasn't really changed. It's been working very well. No issues there, so we're leaving it the way it is. All right, we're coming around this way. There used to be a big stereo in here. It didn't make much sense, so I got a smaller one, and that little tiny unit in there does surround sound. It's 12 volt, uses very little power, hard to see. But that is the entertainment system now. So these are my clothes. Kind of a socks and underwear drawer. There's shirts and whatnot drawer. Carly's gone right now, so I've taken over some of her stuff, so mine aren't full. Plus, most of them are dirty because we've been living on the beach for 6 weeks now, I guess. Got all of our little storage drawers here. His and hers, spices, and then these are just kind of overflow and things that happen. This is the garbage compartment. There's a garbage can in there. You can access that garbage can from the inside and put your little papers in there if you need to. I have a large pantry there. That's where most of the dry goods are kept. Nice quad going by. Love that. We are on the beach in Mexico right now in Los Barriles. The cool thing about the pantry is that there's a door on the outside. so all of this can be accessed from the outside as well. But that is the main storage or food storage. We have his and her shoe drawers. There are my shoes, the smaller one, and then Carly's, twice as big, upper shoe storage. So this is version 4 on the dinette, and this is one of the reasons version 4 happened, because I had extra space back there. Some of you might remember in the very first video that was done, there was a stand-up air conditioner back there, so none of this could have happened. Version 4 of the dinette now has giant storage drawer right there, Carly's clothes, and this is squeaky, but it's a storage drawer right there. But this is also the step into the bed, and because the seat is high, this is a footrest for you. So it has two purposes. Usually we just leave that out because you just tend to use it all the time, I guess. And the way that's made, or the reason you can step on it, is because the face goes all the way to the floor and the drawer touches the wall, I guess, right there. It's cut out because that's where the diesel heater is as well. But that seems to work pretty well. 2 Lagoon mount tables. I'm still not completely set on the dinette, but I have to admit this is the best we've had so far. They just seem to work pretty well. And it's nice to have 2, once again, his and hers tables, so we can lower that one down and we can each have dinner on our separate tables. Or what we really like is kind of end tables. You know, you do this when you're just hanging out, so we really enjoy that. And then the bed turns into a queen size bed. It's a full size right now, but if you just lift this about 1/2 inch and slide it back, so rail back here, and it slides right on this counter to about here to make a queen size bed. And you can see that's sticking up back there. Here's the mini split. The inside unit has been there for quite a while, I guess, from the very start. The outside unit has moved 3 times now. And that is one of the specific videos that I can get into if people are interested. A 2 foot by 2 foot Bomar skylight. Really nice to have at night, unless there's a full moon and then it's too bright. But that's the only way onto the roof. That opens up. It's got a screen and a shade. But you can get up on the roof there. There's not much space because of the solar panels. So of course, one of the unique features of this truck is that it has windows all the way around. So it's kind of like living in a screened tent in here when everything's open. If somebody wants to go in with me and figure out how to make a better strut so they can go about 85 degrees, I am very interested. I used to have seats on another camper, and they did that, and I was really disappointed to see that these didn't. That would be amazing because they're a little tough to see through sometimes. I have faced this. I'm still not finished. These are still square. They need to be routed, including this, because this was done recently as well. But all the compartments are now closed up. There's a soda stream there with a CO2 tank, and it's just really nice having everything tidy. And you know, in such a small space, you've got to stay ahead of the things. So here's an idea that I stole from Greg and Ginger. They are Driven to Adventures on Instagram, and I think on YouTube as well. They stole some ideas from me, so it's fair. This is I wash dishes and throw them in that drawer, and I don't have to touch them or dry them device. So the bottom is kind of shaped like that. So all the water goes down, and then it's just a crack down there that goes into a little tiny tray that you don't have to see because it looks kind of gross. But you don't have to dry your dishes anymore. You wash them, you plop them in there, and you close it quick before it drips a lot on the floor. This is another one of my favorites in here. So you hook your grocery bag on there and your garbage goes down the hole here, or if you have a bigger mess or you're cooking or something, you can open that. And it's just handy to just, when you're preparing, to just slide stuff right in the hole. These are somebody's glasses. I don't really know. I don't know whose those are.
Looks like some old guy probably.
Yeah, probably. I don't know who about that. Hey, cool camper going by. Park by us. Induction cooktop. I very highly recommend an induction cooktop if you have the battery and the solar to support the batteries to make it work. All the cool kids are doing this. Propane, not as cool anymore, just so you know. Kind of a weird, funky drawer here, but once again, got to use every little ounce of space, right? I'm not very proud on how this fits, and there is no reason to zoom in this area because I'm going to redo that. Hey, let's back off. This is kind of a unique feature of this camper, and this is Piper Cub style level indicator. So this is a plastic tube, and there's a water tank behind here, and it's just connected to the water tank. So I'm full of water right now, so you don't see the line, but you'll see the line of the level of water. And so it's simple. There's no electric involved or anything like that. Wait and do your laundry chute at the very end, because laundry can be stuffed into whatever kind of cavity you have. So I didn't know where I was going to put dirty clothes, but then I realized I had a little bit of space on the other side of this wall. So I just drilled a 4-inch hole, and I took a mesh net and I hooked it on 4 little hooks so it's kind of spread out. And then, you know, you could probably stuff a pillow through that hole if you had to, but you can put the sheets and everything, just stuff them right in there. They land right in the bag. As soon as you start feeling dirty clothes, you got to go outside and pull the bag out and go do some laundry. And then all these little guys came from the ambulance, of course. I just thought they were kind of cool, so I wanted to reuse them here and there and somewhere else, I think.
I've heard you had some sort of alternate seating. Is this true?
We watch movies facing basically where that camera is. So we're sitting here and we're looking that way. This isn't wide enough for 2 humans, but it's very comfortable for 1 human to sit here and watch the TV. We needed more seating, so we came up with this. It is still in test phase, question phase, will it work phase. I don't know what you'd call it. But these are 300-pound drawer glides, and this guy just turns around, and when it's movie time, you put that there. Notice these two are pretty much the same thing. And then here's the hard part. Oh wait, I have this. And now I'm watching movies too, and we're comfortable and we're not fighting or anything. All right, 12 volt isotherm. I think it's a something 2000, maybe 5 cubic feet and 2 cubic feet fridge freezer. It's been good. Used to have a map there, but turns out this isn't dry erase at all. So it was more of a chemical erase, which was not a good idea. So got a little picture there now. I'm impressed you made it this far in the video, and that means there is some interest out here for this kind of content. So this video is the first of many, I hope, but that kind of depends on you people. Put in the comments what kind of content you're looking for. Do you want to see more about the air conditioner? Do you want to see how the water system came about? Do you want to see the basic layout and how I came up with it? Spare tire rack, super singles? Let me know, and the more comments I get for one topic will be the next video that I make. I think almost every video you watch today, they always say 3 things, and I promise you I will never say those 3 things in any of my videos. I am almost talking about it on this first video because it's really important for this to happen for me to keep going. But my little board here, if you notice, it's I really like to bike, and sometimes I really care, and Also, I like to describe things. And that's all I'm saying about that. Maybe you'll come from this side, or I could go over here. You know, I'm the talent. I have to keep all this stuff in my mind. I'm going into way too much detail, and I'll try not to do that. I'll do that in the other videos. And there's also an outside one.